All right. So we meet under like a very weird circumstance. It's not usually uh when I plan out an episode, it's usually with someone that I've already known or someone I've already met, but we're actually meeting for the first time, which is kind of strange.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, right?
Yeah. We
Yeah.
yeah, and we actually our mutual friend will be Jawan in this case. So I had I don't even remember. Uh Man, I don't even remember how long ago I had him on here.
Yeah, yeah, Jawan, I've known him for a minute. I met him a couple of years ago through some mutual friends, some football things. But yeah, good guy, good solid guy, man, for sure.
Yeah, dude was a jerk when I first met him. No.
Sounds like Jawan, but you get to know him a little bit.
Joanne had you had to, Joanne was like my bully for like 2 years until we actually started to get he actually got cool. I was like, all right,
Yeah, yeah, no, I get you, man. I like the hat, bro. A&M.
I appreciate it. Yeah. So,
Uh,
so you and Joanne never played together because I thought that's what like.
yeah, so we never really got into it playing. He went to Texas College. I was there for a summer semester, and then after that, I went to UTSA for school and ball.
All
After,
right.
yeah, man.
So you're still in UTSA.
Yeah, I am. I am.
All
I
right.
am.
Now, what I want, like, what I don't want to do right now is like get dirty because like the past couple episodes, what I've been doing with this podcast, really for even more recently was like I have a bunch of comics on and we just talk about everything, and it's unfiltered. What I don't want to do with you is that you have a football career ahead of you, and I don't want to like. So what I want to do is try like to avoid cursing, avoid like anything that I'm not. I'm just trying not to mess up your career at this point, and
Nah, you're good, man. Honestly, feel free to ask, bro. Like that's the best thing to do.
yeah.
People are kind of behind the spotlight sometimes. They don't really know like what goes on the inside. So there's a lot that goes to it. So
Well, it's not really what goes on the inside. I just don't want like a coach is like your coaches are looking at this or someplace you want to go, some scouts, and then they see you all cursing and talking about stuff that don't need to be talked about. I was like, hey, this kid might be a problem though.
true, true, true. That's true. That's true. No, no, I get you. I get you. Honestly, yeah, you got to be on the respectful side of things. So I get you. But I mean, I know what's expected and not. So I mean, it's okay to let loose just a little bit, I guess.
I
You
know, I
know.
know, let loose, like like you can let, yeah, like you can like let some out because if it fits, but like have you watched any previous episodes on here?
So I watched just the one with my boy Juwan, man. That's really the one that I watched.
Yeah, that was terrible. Like early, early is because I'm just like messing around, like I'm just having like that was during still while I was having friends on instead until before I start inviting like some serious people that like some serious people from I've had people from LA even. I've had this one last football episode I did was like with David Pindell. He was like he was a quarterback at UConn.
Yeah.
He's in the he played in the Arena League, and he was a free agent at the time. Now my because he was a free agent, what I didn't want to do is like say anything that would like really mess up his stats. So that was like if you go back to that one, I think it was like I'll probably call it my worst episode because that's when
Hmm.
I was trying to get like take this podcast more serious.
Yeah,
But then
yeah.
like I don't want to say nothing that will have this dude on ESPN. And his career is over and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, no, I get you. I get you. Hey man, I respect you for that. And I mean, like I said, I get you. I totally get you, bro. I get you.
So
I
I
gotta
guess we
check out
just
the episode though, man. That's pretty cool. I didn't even that's pretty cool. He went to UConn.
yeah, dude's a beast though. He could
Yeah,
play.
I
I
bet
think
he
he
is.
played in the Fan Control Football League. He's a beast, dude. I'm surprised he's still hasn't gotten signed.
Yeah, yeah, no, I had a my one of my close sponsors, and then one of my agents. They reached out like a profile on my DM talking about the fan control football coming up. There's like tryouts and stuff. Obviously, I don't think I'm going to do that yet. There's still a lot of like time for me that I need to, still breathe and think here in college, do things. But definitely, yeah, the fan control football, man. Yeah, I know about that for sure. My boy Johnny
Yeah.
Manziel played in that, so
Yeah. So where are you at right now? You're in college?
right now I'm in college. I go to UTSA. I actually go to two colleges right now. I actually go to UTSA and then I do like online through like another university. So it's kind of like I'm kind of just trying to get everything done, with school. It's the biggest thing.
All right. And have you played for UTSA
Yeah,
yet?
I did. I played for UTSA last fall. This semester was a break semester for my training in football due to just like COVID restrictions, COVID things, COVID school things. Kind of grew with my coach on that when we talked. He was like, "Let's take some time, take a few months for the fall," and then I just got a message I think a month ago from a couple universities reaching out to me. Not gonna say like what they are, what their names are. Could be UTSA, could be other ones, but but they
Exactly.
yeah, but they're like, how you doing? I mean, when somebody really, bugs you or looks for you, even they know you're doing good. They're like, hey, we're gonna activate you for next spring. So I was like, shoot. So that's why I gotta get back to it. And that's the biggest thing, like at the end of the day, football is everything. I love it, but when it comes down to it, to the wire, your education, your degree is what gets you to at the end of the day. Because one day you could be out on the field, you break a leg, what are you supposed to do then?
Yeah. But
Anything
you're
could happen.
so you're not playing this season.
No, this season I'm not.
All
Couldn't.
right.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
couldn't. Yeah, right now I'm how do you say it? I guess it's like a redshirt bench academic thing. I guess what you
Mm.
would say. It's entwined with college and stuff. But yeah.
That doesn't mess up your eligibility, right?
No,
That's
it
not a
doesn't.
year of. All right, cool.
Yeah, no, I still have like three more years eligibility, man. Yeah.
So like if you opt out this season or last season, it's not gonna. It's
Mm-mm.
not one of those
I
years you
still
got,
I
right?
I still gained my COVID year that we got when COVID happened. All of the universities and all of the athletes, they all got a COVID year. So like all of my boys that were seniors last year at UTSA, they all came back. And so they're like, we're gonna do one more year. And it helps them out too, because they get more film and more highlights. And now they're hopefully they're gonna go to the NFL, man. So
Yeah.
it's good
Well,
stuff.
when I look at when I was watching like the draft, not this past one, but maybe it was yeah, this past one. Oh shit, this past one, like it really got me thinking of how NFL really was a business, because I was looking at the receivers. That was my most interesting what I was most interesting at during the draft. This past season we had, like, last season it was Devontae Smith who won the Heisman. Uh, and he was basically like the only one out of the four guys who was I think he was like in the first round. It was Jamar Chase, then it was Jalen Waddle, then it was Devontae Smith, then Kadarius Toney, and like it really showed me how much of a business the NFL was, because the guy who they Devontae Smith wins the Heisman and
Yeah.
goes in the draft. The two people who play the same position, who get drafted before him, is Jamar Chase, who did not play the 2020 season, and Jalen Waddle, who was on the same team but was hurt through most of the season,
Yeah.
and then it's Devontae Smith, who won the biggest award in college football. He was the best player in college football, basically, and he
Yeah.
was the third guy from his position drafted, and it really
Mhm.
got me thinking. The NFL really is a serious business. They don't care about your accolade. They'll and it really like bothered me to a point, like, because I think it was his size thing, his size that really messed up, like pushed him back.
Mhm. Yeah, no, that's true. The NFL is some way more demanding nowadays. It's a lot, like you see on the news just recently, that guy that I think got a DWI or whatever, and that he
Oh
hit that, they
yeah,
hit him. It was crazy, man. One thing can happen in a split second. You never know. So you always got to be aware, man, of everything that goes on, everything you put out there, everything you see, everything you do. There's eyes everywhere. That's the NFL is now. It's not as a freestyle, back like it used to. Be crazy
yeah,
now, but yeah, it's different. It's like a business, man, big business. So
yeah.
yeah.
that Henry Ruggs thing is was horrible, and like that
Yeah,
really, hey, that really depressed me when I first heard about it.
yeah, man, it's crazy.
And I like apparently like you look and like everyone has something to say, but you know, I'm not sure. They say like his career is probably over, but like I don't like no one really knows because we've seen stuff like this happen before, and like
Mike
people,
Vick, he went to jail for a little
yeah,
bit.
Mike
Yeah,
Vick, Dante Stallworth had the same thing. He like
yeah,
he played receiver. Uh,
yeah.
Dude went to jail for like a year and then he came back and played again. I think the guy who didn't get to play again, like after he went to jail, was Plaxico Burress, the dude who shot himself in the leg.
Yeah, I heard about that one. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that was terrible. You have Michael Vick who went to jail for 2 years, then was able to come back and play for the Eagles. You have Dante Stallworth who actually played a couple years after, like after his incident, and
yeah,
then but the only guy who didn't was the only guy who was who hurt himself basically.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, yeah, man, it's crazy.
So what do you so what's next for you? What do you focus on as your next step?
So shoot, right now, man. So this honestly, this getting I got 3 months of just straight I got my sponsors, he sponsors me. He's like, hey man, let's get back to it. So that's training every week, getting back to it because uh, spring ball's coming up. So that's when everybody comes in and gets their spot and puts on the plays and everything, and everybody else is doing what everybody else is doing. I gotta do the extra, bro. Right now, I gotta be the best, and to be the best and stay there, sweat is necessary. So, and that's what it is. I got great guys in my corner that are helping me out. I got my boy here in San Antonio right now, Aaron Hernandez. He was a good friends with Johnny Manziel, actually, growing up, and he's seen a lot. So he's a private trainer I train with. And then when I get back to Dallas, um, I got um, I got another private trainer out there that he trains me pretty well. He played in the NFL, and super super good guy. He's a scout as well. I can't say for what, but he's a scout. So there's a lot of connections, But at the end of the day, it's not about that. It's about what you can produce and what you can do, and that's me right now. So just eyes low, head down, working, man. Right now, that's the biggest thing. So that's what I've been posting everywhere right now. It's like you can post about it, but you just got to get it done. So that's what it is right now for me. And then finishing school, man. At the end of the day, too, that stuff, that stuff. But yeah, yeah.
So what position do you play? And are you
So
like
I'm a,
trained
I'm an
specific?
offensive lineman. I'm an offensive lineman.
All right.
Yeah.
So I forgot what I was gonna say. Um, shit. Yeah. Damn. I'm sorry, man. I went completely blank.
No,
I
you're
know I
good. You're
would.
good.
There was like somewhere I wanted to go with that, but like I think. Shoot. So like, where did you go? So how did you get to where you are now? Because most like I know a couple guys who take like a really long way. Like I
Yeah.
was watch a long way to get to where you're at. Because I was watching college football the like a couple weeks back, and I saw
Yeah.
University of Northern Texas. Their
Yeah.
starting quarterback is says making he's making his first start, and
Yeah.
then you see it says he's 28 years old and
Yeah.
he's making his first start
Yeah.
in college
Yeah.
football. But most people like take that. I have like my best friend. He's like he's been like I think out for like 2 years, and I think he's about to go to U of H and start playing again. But
Yeah.
like what year did you graduate and like how? Uh,
So I guess you want like the whole full gist, or just like high school, I guess you want me to start, or
yeah,
kind of
like from like start from your senior year and like how you ended up here.
so I guess my senior year, I had a few look ats. They would come and talk to me here and there. Um, I guess I didn't take things the most seriously when it came into the classroom at times. Probably the dumbest thing I should have done. And and I guess I didn't get the spot that I wanted at the universities I wanted, so I kind of took a little bit longer route with my family, always sticking by my side, telling me, you got if you want, you got to go get it, and that's something that my brother, he lives in Norway. That guy's he's a principal chairman for Concerto Orchestra, and he always told me that you always got to go big, and if you're not gonna make it, you're not gonna make it, but you got to at least try. And so I guess right when I graduated, I had offers to different places, and I was like, no, like I don't want these offers. I want to go to this place, and if I gotta get it. So I was like, I'm gonna get my grades up in the summer. So I got my grades up in the summer, and then that fall, I took like one little semester in that summer, and then the fall, I was like, went to some camps and went to I got real recognized. My buddies at APEC. I don't know if you ever heard. You know Patrick Mahomes. I mean, everybody knows Patrick Mahomes, right? Right.
I like how you said, hey, Patrick Mahomes, right?
Yeah, you
The
know
best.
Patrick Mahomes, right? I really got close in Tyler, like Jawan. That's when I met Jawan, and there was a place called APEC, and they were like, it was everywhere, and they were like, they're like, yeah, Patrick Mahomes trains here, and he's from here, and we see him all the time. And I was like, what is APEC, man? Like I've never seen it. It's like you go inside and it's a facility, man. It's like it's got like a whole field outside in the back, like it's got like these air pressure systems of like working out, and they have trainers that train you for like classes, and they train college athletes from like middle, and then they train middle schoolers, like little kids. I mean, and then they go all the way to pro athletes, like just crazy like things. So I was like, man, why have I never heard of this place? And then I saw him from Dallas. I ended up finding out that they have one in Fort Worth. And I started training with these people in these college classes. And I was like, how does this guy go to Penn State? Like, how does this guy go to Arkansas? Like, what do you mean? Like, this guy's a lineman at Arkansas? Like, and that just even pushed me more. So that's when I started getting my foot in the door with a lot of things starting there. And then from there, I was like, then UTSA, they gave me a chance. So that's when I was like, they let me go to their university, and everything kind of just fall into place. And then I got there, and then yeah, that's kind of how it kind of started from there. So,
Yeah.
but I guess the biggest thing of everything was being consistent. Because a lot of it you can kind of just go on a route, and if you're not consistent, like coaches don't like that. You got to be consistent, and then you got to be a package. And that's the biggest thing. And sometimes you can kind of lead off, but as long as you have like you said, like the old saying, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. So you got to make sure you got the right people around you as well, because in this world that can tear you down, especially nowadays, for sure. So that's kind of how everything started, for sure.
So, all right. So basically, when you're in school, all your like classes and all your academics, are they career oriented?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Yeah. Right now, I just got into. Right now, I'm working on my major classes actually. So, um,
Yeah, because like when you like soon as you leave high school or while you're still in high school, they are all your like your family, all your teachers, your counselors, and everybody helping you. They're all telling you like the same thing. Don't put your eggs in one basket. And
yeah,
like that's why you hear a lot of people who make it to the league or play go pro somewhere or another. They're always told uh like you have to have a backup plan.
yeah,
But like what like always gets me thinking, like what keeps me up is like how do you know if like you just don't buy fully in that you might actually make it? Because I think it's like the fear of like you have like uh, like through your whole playing career you just have this fear like what if I don't make it, and that's
yeah.
that's time and energy wait like
Wasted.
possibly going in another direction, and that's probably why. Maybe if like you you think about it, what if I didn't take that advanced class, or why didn't if I what if I just like cut down to like 3 classes instead of 4? Or could I had more time to train? Could I have more time
Yeah,
to get better?
yeah.
Could have actually been farther if I didn't like focus some if I
Mhm.
put like a little if I put like everything into football.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess the biggest thing, man, is when you're I guess the question you're asking is you feel like I guess when you're in college, I guess is everything like worth it? I guess, or you feel like when it at times you feel like when it's not worth it, is it enough or what is it not enough? Is that kind of what you're asking a little bit?
Some along that. Like I hear like because I one time saw this like controversy that came out. Like I watched some about like college players and like I forgot what school it was, but it was like a big school. And what they did is like all the like the football players, they made sure they signed up for like the most easiest BS classes. It's like you learn the language that you don't really have to learn, whatever, and they'll
Yeah.
give you a, you know, you just sit in class, they'll give you a C, and and you stay eligible. And like
Mhm.
that's what I hear some people do. And typically, I feel like it's those guys who make it towards the league. You see these guys at Alabama. I was how much shady stuff is going in Alabama? How much do you think like they see like the professors see football players in class and say,
Mhm.
uh look, this guy's probably earned a D, but let me just give him a C just for so and so we can
Yeah.
win the game. Like,
I, I I guess from picking back on that, I would say there's really not a lot of there's some it just kind of depends on the university, man, honestly.
and
I kind of
and
it kind of
I should say before I mess up my college career, I'm not saying college every college does.
yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
saying
no.
I'm not saying every college does that, but like every time you hear like
Yeah, you hear the I guess
these
the stereotype, right? Like the
no these most of these stories come after like guys get drafted or they're in the
yeah,
league already,
yeah,
like the Ole Miss scandal, like these guys are getting drafted already. Like I think it was like 2015, 14 or 15 or something. They're getting drafted, and then like stories are coming out like they had envelopes of money, or they were like convinced to go to the school. They were persuaded. Some
yeah.
shady stuff. But like I'm not saying all colleges do that before. I get rejection letters from everywhere, but I'm not saying. But you hear stuff like that. It was like what I'm at. Like what it comes down to is like how much do you think is because these guys didn't have to worry about school, or school was like so far in the back that they were like stress free to the point where they could just focus on football and actually go up and get drafted and everything.
Mhm. Um, it honestly, man, it just I feel like when you get into the whole world of sports into college, I guess, and it's kind of like with any sports, there's a lot of help, and it can be really easy. Now, I guess for the guys, I'm not speaking for anybody because probably couldn't go that far, but I guess for the guys that you're kind of talking about, they're a little more sped up on the process. I've seen it, depending on certain things, but I guess from the inside of it, when people that don't see is that there's a lot of help, and a lot of these players like get there's so many tutors, there's so many helps given for these players to get A's like that, because it's right at our fingertips, because being an athlete is so demanding of time, and so a lot of people don't see that. They only see the whole like us walking into the stadium or the workouts or whatever, and then like they see this guy driving Benz, and I mean there's there's stuff that goes into that, but you know, um, there's I guess from the time management of everything, it's how you manage your time, and if you're being an athlete, you got to be able to manage your time right, and if you manage your time right, you get enough time to train even more, but it's just how people take it, and some guys don't take it right, so there's a lot given at the fingertips, but it's up to the individual to see where they want to take it or not. But like I said, every university is different. I've never been to Alabama. I've never, been to Clemson. So who knows what's going on over there? But, I know that I've heard stories and I'm like, wow, and then I've seen things, but being, I guess, seeing that, I guess that kind of, if that answers your question, it just kind of depends on that individual, and where they're wanting to go with it, or they just want to, get their check that they get, from whatever they get and just not do anything, then that's up to them. or they want
Well,
to take their check and, and do their school and get shit done. And that's, like I said, there's that, that too.
well, where I'm going with you and like and I'm gonna try really hard just so you don't. I don't really. I really don't want to incriminate you in this, but like
No, go ahead, bro. Go ahead. No, honestly, be
it's
honest,
like
man.
okay, let's say like you have a class, and
Mhm,
they tell you okay, this class it goes to your major. It
mhm,
could help you graduate.
mhm.
It's a class you're supposed to take. All you
Yeah.
have to like, and they tell you all you have to do is show up every day.
Mhm,
You don't really have to try hard. You don't really have to study. All you have to do is show up for attendance, participate in class,
mhm,
and walk out. They'll give you a C no matter what.
mhm.
And that way you as soon as you're out, you don't have to worry about their homework or anything. You could just like go straight to training. Like if you had that, like if they tell you if that was an option, like how like would you feel like you would take that as in like it'll give you more time to like put more work into football.
So, like I said, it depends on the individual. It kind of
Well,
you can do that, and then and like I said,
hypothetically, you personally, your coach, they tell you that your advisor
hypothetically,
tells you this is
I
what's gonna happen in that
personally,
class.
I
Yes.
personally wouldn't do that because, um, I personally won't do that because that's just not how I was raised. Like I mean, you can do that, when you get into your major, it's really hard to, I guess, be able to just go to class and get a C because it's more than just attendance. There probably some classes out there that you can get into that are probably the stuff your basics that you take at the beginning. I mean, there's classes out there probably do that, but um I if I was approached with that, I probably wouldn't do that, just because, um I mean, that's just not how, like, it doesn't look good to have a C in college, honestly. I mean, if it's a really hard class and, like, I gotta see, like, and I understand that, but I'm never gonna shoot for, like, just the lowest. At one point I would used to do that, and it didn't get me anywhere. So, um, I guess, if I was asked that, I probably wouldn't do that just because, in the real world, people. I remember I was talking to an intern, or internships recently for my major, and they were asking about my high school transcript and, like, what I got in high school, and they're looking at that stuff, and I'm just like, you want my high school? You want to talk about my high school? It's like, and it's like, why would you want to do that? And there's like, they go way back, and I'm just like, shoot, so it is important to, like, have this on, like, your terms. So, like I said, at the end of the day, it's up to the individual, what they want. If they want to take the C and, go by, hey, I mean, by all means, go ahead, but, see how far that gets you, I guess.
Yeah, and I agree with you personally, because I wouldn't do that either. I just know like there's a lot of people who's like, it's basically a gamble they're taking. Like I'm gonna go all in
Mhm.
on athletics because I think
Yeah,
I could get to the league. I'm gonna go all in athletics, and they would most people would take a deal like that, and you can't really blame them because
yeah,
that's
yeah, and
where
and yeah, and I guess, and like I said, there is probably guys that do that probably have a lot of time to train, but there are a lot of stories of people that great. My boy, what's his name? I forgot his name. I know a guy, man. He was super smart, super smart, got everything done, and the dude's like in the NFL now. He's a solid dude, but, like, and I see it, you can get both things done, just depending on the individual. Now there's some people that just, lack the confidence, feel like they can't possibly get it done. And if, like I said, it's just the individual, man. I feel that there is so much time to get, like, all the training done and school, because that's what they give you. They give you that opportunity to do more. But like I said, it's like, you're able to get A's in class and do the extra. But like I said, like, it's just, like I said, it's on that individual. They give you that opportunity. So it's not like everybody is different. Like, like, everybody's time schedules are different. Everybody has that opportunity to succeed on the field and off the field the right way. So the same exact opportunity like everybody else. And the coaches give you that, teachers, everybody does, so it's just up to that individual.
Yeah, like that. I wouldn't take some like that out of the fear that like I'm cheating myself in a way, because
Yeah.
what if this knowledge actually becomes useful later, and like I've been just like BSing my way around it, and
Yeah.
that just,
Yeah,
like
no.
just the thought of that makes me anxious. Like you
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
want like I heard, I don't know if you ever heard, but there's this like comedian I watch a lot. His name is Bert Kreischer, and like one of his most famous stories is like uh when he went to Russia. Now basically the story like starts with was when he was in college. He took a Russian class by accident, thinking it was
Yeah.
Spanish, thinking
Yeah.
it was Spanish,
Oh
and
shit.
like and they say when he was about to drop the class, his professor came up to him and said, "Look, I need there's a minimum amount of students I need to teach this class in order for me to get my master's, because I think the teacher was like a graduate student still, I think, and she was
Mhm.
trying to get her master's. And like the professor told him, if look, you're if you drop this class, then I don't have my minimum and I can't get my master's. So all you have to do is come here. Don't have to do anything. I'll just give you a C, and you'll pass the class, and
Yeah.
I'll get my master's. So uh,
Yeah.
and like when I hear something like that, it really it gets me thinking. I'm like how much of that really is going on in college? Because me personally, I haven't seen it. So I don't think I don't think it's like an epidemic or anything like that. But the way college works, like when you hear stories like that, it kind of it kind of not scares you, but concerns you in a type of way.
Um, you know, it gets really down in the wire, man. I mean, um, I'll be honest. I guess when you get into your major, like a lot of the winging it kind of goes away. And I mean, and like I got into like I told myself, I was like, damn, like I know there's probably a way I can figure this out somewhere else, And but then but I'm just like, I can because it's my major, it's like, very important. But I guess to answer that question, I guess there's probably teachers that probably do that. I don't know though, because I've like I said, I've never seen it. It's probably maybe just like a basic class, or something. But honestly, like I don't really see it. I've had maybe students talk about it with their universities. They're like, yeah, man, like COVID happened, like I gotta do nothing. I'm like, what do you mean, bro? Like, it's your major. I don't care. I'm like, all right, bro. I mean, that's you, dog. But that's beyond me. But um, but I mean, I don't really see it that much, And now that in person and everything, like I was maybe only in person for like a year and a half, I think, close to 2 years, and so like, and then COVID happened, so like I'm barely just got into in-person classes again, so um yeah, I mean that's kind of, I don't really see that anywhere. No, that's a funny story though. The dude, was it he was taking, was it, you said French or whatever, what was that?
Russian. It's on you.
Russian.
It's on YouTube. I got I got to like I'll send you the link later. But it's a hilarious story. It ends up with like him hanging out with the mafia because he has to take a Russian trip because he's been in the class for like 2 years or something.
Holy, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
All doing nothing, not never learning Russian. He goes to Russia on like a school trip in order for him to complete the class or whatever. But yeah, it's a
That's
hilarious
funny,
story.
right?
I'll send it to you later.
Yeah,
But
that'd be crazy, man. I mean, I guess it'd be cool to go to Russia, but yeah, for sure, man.
yeah.
Yeah, I've been meaning to travel too, man. I've been wanting to travel. Yeah, I want to travel too.
Yeah. When you think about traveling, where do you think about going?
Well, if I wanted to go anywhere far, man, I would honestly, my big bro, man, he's out over there in Norway. She's in Trondheim, and he's always telling me how beautiful it is out there, man. It's he travels, he with his he plays orchestra. He's an orchestra. He's a double bass, and he graduated from UNT. But he's traveled everywhere, and he tells me how beautiful like just outside of the country is. I mean, He's been to Germany. He's been to Kuwait. He's been to China. I mean, he's been to a lot of places. Um, he's been everywhere. So he's always telling me, he's like, man, you gotta travel. You gotta come out here to nowhere, man. You gotta come. He tells me like, because it's beautiful. The food's here. The girls are beautiful. I'm like, oh, say less, man. But he tells me, that's probably where I would want to go, man. Out there, he's always it's super super beautiful. I just watched the movie. I don't ever seen Black Widow, or you've heard about it, that the Scarlett Johansson Black Widow
No,
movie.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's
I
well
didn't
in the
catch up.
movie they show like a scene where they're in Trondheim, and I was like, Aaron, you got to check out this movie, bro. They're talking about Trondheim in the movie because it says like Trondheim in big letters on the bottom of the movie, and it says like Norway, and I was like, oh shoot, Aaron. He's like, oh, I know exactly where that is. I know that bridge and everything. I was like, bro, is that how it is over there? He's like, yeah, I'm telling you, it's freaking beautiful. And I was like, man, I gotta get out there. So hopefully soon I'll be able to maybe get out there when I get some free time. But that would be really cool, because he's out there most of the year. He stays out there and he does all his competitions. He's in the orchestra out there, so I only get to see him maybe like twice out of the year. So I was like, I gotta come
Damn.
visit you. My mom's already been out there once. She said she loved it. She said the people are really cool. They're really, really, really like, it's just different, man. It's a different type of vibe. It's everywhere is different. So gotta check it out, man, for sure.
Yeah, I'm still like thinking about looking at places in the U.S. I'm not
Yeah,
even thinking about outside of the country yet. I think that's
yeah,
pretty arrogant. Like I haven't seen Nashville. I haven't seen New York. I haven't seen places like Chicago or Denver.
yeah,
I'm not, and like I'm talking about what, Liverpool? No,
yeah.
I haven't. There's like, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. No, what is it? My brother, he's been to New York until he said like the nicest place he ever been to was and like he remembered was what was it, man? It was this is university. I think it was Cincinnati, I think. Was it? University of Cincinnati. I don't know where it is, but oh my god. I'm pretty sure he said it was Cincinnati. I don't know, but he said that it's like, he goes that one of the places I got to check out for sure would be like New York. Really nice. He said it was really nice. Or Cincinnati, and then I think the other place he told me that would be pretty cool to check out would be on the Seahawks. What is it?
Seattle.
Seattle, man. He said he said Seattle was beautiful. He's like, man, Seattle's badass. I was like, really? I was like, okay, cool.
I would. I don't know about L.A. and New York, and those are the two biggest cities. I don't know about
Yeah,
the.
I've been to LA. Yeah,
I feel like if I go to New York, I'll be just mad all the time just because of how crowded it looks. I was
yeah,
like, oh,
yeah. I know it's
and
already crowded.
I hate that, man. That's like I just hate being in places so crowded that it makes
Yeah,
everything a little more difficult than it's supposed to be.
yeah,
That's that's why when I saw the stuff that happened here in Houston and at Astro World, that
yeah.
really like made me angry because my sister, I have a cousin that went there, and I
Oh,
have my little sister, she wanted to go, and I was like, mm. Like,
yeah,
and it's always stuff like that. It's always stuff like that. I'm not afraid of it, but like I know stuff like that can always happen.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true, man. And I was my one of my friends. I think he got like a last minute ticket. My boy John, he got a last minute ticket. I mean, we were talking about it, joking and everything, and like and stuff. And I was like, dude, that freaking thing's packed, and we were joking about it. And then what, like on the news the next day, like I wake up and I was like, bro, John, you good? What happened? He's like, oh, I'm good, bro. And I was like, oh, like it's crazy, things can happen crazy. And that was a wild thing, man. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before, like, or I don't like that, man. That was wild.
It's
Sure.
like it bothers me because I know people can be like this. Like people are selfish. They're all like, so like I talked to my best friend like a couple days before that, and I was like, we were supposed to like get together and work out, and I was like, hey man, I'm sorry, we can't because I'm stuck. I'm picking my sister up, and I'm in the carpool. Like
Yeah.
he was like, hey, if you knew how if you knew we were gonna work out, why'd you if you why did you we say we're gonna work out if you had to pick your sister up from school? Uh, Look, man, I thought I could have gotten out of the carpool on time, but you know how people are. People be selfish. There was this one guy. It's look, the carpool is just 2 lanes, one way, and it goes around the school. Not around, like around in front of the school. So it's
Mhm.
just the front. It goes in front of the school. It's 2 lanes. It's just one big U.
Yeah.
There's so just 2 lanes. It's already crowded. Like the kids already take so long to get into the car, and like out of nowhere, like I was like, we've been standing like we've been still for a really like 30 minutes already.
Mhm.
Come to think of it, it was one guy who just like parked his car for 30 minutes waiting for his kid. I was like, I gotta tell, I was so mad. Like, and when and when people can act like that, like whenever you go
Yeah.
to places like a concert or a game or anywhere where there's gonna be like a crowd of people, it, you just like I always expect it, and it always like bothers me. So like when I talk about going to like a city like New York, and like the New York stereotype, like they're walking the street like they're all mean to each other, like some homeless
Yeah.
guy punches you in the face or something. It was
Yeah.
like they're just like mad because they're dealing with each other, and the place is crowded. It's just people stacked on top of each other.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy, man. I think the last concert I went to, yeah, like, and that is crazy seeing it because it gets stacked. I think the last concert I went to, I went to a Parker McCollum. I don't know if you're into country, but that was
No.
probably the first biggest concert I think I ever got to go to. It was a Parker McCollum concert, and I went there. It was crazy though. I mean, it wasn't too packed. It was in Dallas. It was at the Dos Equis. It was at the Dos Equis arena over in it's like in Dallas. It's not too far. Um, but yeah, I went with a friend, and it was pretty crazy. It got wild, and I mean, it wasn't like just like when comparing my experience at that Parker, concert that I was at, and then seeing that Astro World thing, I was like, I can just imagine because it wasn't like crowded there, but like there was a point where like maybe there was a lot of people around me, but like I could just imagine like what that was like, like it's like people on top of people, like it's just I wouldn't enjoy it, I wouldn't. How can you enjoy it? I guess but that's I guess everybody's different. People like the jump in and the clothes, and everything, and some people just like to just listen to the music. I'm the type of guy that likes I love Parker, man. That's my dude. And I love his music, but like yeah.
You ever go to a soccer game?
Nah, bro, I haven't been to a soccer game in a while. The last time I went to one was when I was like younger. I think it was in middle school. Went to an FC Dallas game one time, but that's it.
Oh, MLS does not compare. I went to a Mexico game in 2016 during the American Cup. That was, look, I have never been in a more for some like I don't know because the stadium was packed and it was all Mexico jerseys everywhere, and like I
Yeah,
don't know if it's like a people thing, but like I never felt such a crazier crowd, and felt safe. Like it was not like we were tight. I went to the game with my dad. We were sitting there watching the game. Uh, Dude comes in like we're and scores, and the place just starts roaring. Like the worst thing
yeah.
that happens, like you get hit with like an empty cup of beer or something, because
Oh
they go
shit.
crazy. They go crazy. You ever watch the game on TV, man? They just go crazy. They're throwing stuff.
Dude, yeah. Yeah, I see it on TV. Yeah, they go crazy when they score a goal. You just the whole just ooh, they're all doing the wave and stuff. I'm like, oh shoot.
Bro, I have never that was like I'll never forget that, man. I've been one. I'll go to the next game if that the experience will be like that though.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure.
Anyways, all right. So back to oh man, we went off on a tangent.
Yeah,
Back
I
to
know,
school.
right? It's cool though, it's cool.
Yeah. Um. So what are you currently majoring in?
So right now, so I'm actually double major right now. I'm a construction science management major and business economics major. Right now, I'm close to already finishing my business economics. I'm like in the middle of my major with construction science management. Probably close to finishing that too. Um, That's my major. I think next year is when I start interning with a lot of different interning, doing homes and stuff like that. Getting my feet wet. I got opportunities there. I had opportunities. It's like in this world, it's who you know. I guess that's the biggest thing. I've learned that. So
Yeah. So you're really busy with school. Like how often? Like you got like you're working out, you're training, and then you also got that. Like how often? Like if you could break it down like a percentage, like whether it's 50-50 or 60-40 of like you could break it down. How often are you thinking about one or the other? Like how often are you thinking about school? How often you think about football?
So honestly, man, it's like a everyday thing, man. It's like after I'm done school, I was like, did I work out today? And I was like, all right, did I work out? Oh, did I get my schoolwork done? And so it's kind of weighted. I do I have time to think about it. And, like it's how it has to be though. That's just how it is. It's just the life of an athlete. Student athlete, I guess. You can't think more about one than one falls down. You can't do more than the other because then the other one could fall down. You got to be able to, time management. That's the word right there. That's the word. Yeah, time management.
So basically, you're always doing something. That you're of that mentality.
Yeah, yeah, basically. Not always though. I try to, I try not to kill myself all the time. Now, am I busy most of the time? Yes, but if I get, I am, 21, so I gotta enjoy it. Well, not in a bad way, the right way. Can't go and can't get into deep to that, but I mean, I guess you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's one thing that always gave me that always made me anxious about school is that like how often am I supposed to keep this up and like how often can I stay how often like how long can I stay concentrated in this like one aspect because it's like I've had this problem my whole life. I can't just focus on one thing. Like
Mm,
when I was doing schoolwork, I always have to do because in order to get anything done, if anything at all, I have to have like work on two homeworks at the same time. I have one homework on the table for one class, and I have homework for another from another class on the bed. Like I have to work them all at both at the same time. And the reason I had to do that was because I know if I'm like working on one thing, I immediately think about that about what I got behind me. I was like, all right, so when I'm thinking, I gotta work on that. Then like I just can't sit still, basically, and
yeah,
I always gotta find something to do.
yeah,
And like and I try like I really like, and it's like I really want to be um I really want to be a good student,
yeah,
and but like I just can't seem to find that proper balance to
yeah,
to be in like it's just some that my head just can't even wrap around. I was like,
yeah.
all right, I got all this to do, and I was like it just out of nowhere, I just like feel slumped and I can't get anything done.
Yeah. Yeah, no, man. I mean, like I said, it's like I said, it's that time management, being able to balance it, it gets stressful, man, for sure. Like there's, I think this last year, I kind of put too much into one thing, and I lost another, it's like you got to be able to balance it. You can't do something for a long periods of time and expect results out of it. And I've learned that if you got to sometimes you got to sacrifice some things, whatever it is. And I've learned that like this year it's all about like being able what you want to sacrifice to get this, or what you want to what you're going to balance this year so you can get that. And it's all life. It's life, man. That's how it is. It's mistakes. You learn from your mistakes. If you take your mistakes into a negative all the time, then you're just always going to be negative and never grow from it. So um that's something that I guess, like thinking back on what you said, at the end of the day, it's what you get out of it, when you're wanting to what's your aspiration, and you got to taking the right steps to do it, because you I can't, graduate, right out and take a leap to, go intern from whatever I wanted to intern for right away. It takes time. I gotta take the right steps for it, And that's just how it is. Taking the right steps every day, And there's days where you may feel like you're not taking those right steps. And that's when you have to, kind of take a step back and be like, okay, and then you start again. So
Yeah. Do you often think about like life after football, or what are you going to be doing after that?
yeah, all the time, man. Like my I had my my dad, he always told me, like, when you look in the mirror, what do you see yourself doing in 5 years, he's always told me that, what do you want to be, in 5 years? What type of man are you going to be, And so I always think about it, and that's like, I'm always thinking, you always got to think ahead, and for me, it was always, I always think about life after football, and that's like I said, football is going to be there, I love it, and that's my passion, and everything, and I'm going to keep doing it because and I love it. I mean, I hope I'm pretty good at it. I guess if I gotten this far, but um, uh, yeah, I always think about it. I mean, with my degree, with getting the right education for it, and doing something you love. Like, I don't want to do, because I was in architecture at one point. I was
Yeah.
I did architecture in high school. I did a career center for 2 years. And I thought that was what I wanted to do, man. And I was like, after, if I do stop playing ball or whatever happens, like, am I going to want to be? And my dad, he's in construction. He's a general contractor. He lives in Dallas. Um, and I've seen architects, and I mean, they make great money, and some guys love, the feeling of sitting, behind a desk, and a lot of projects. And I've seen architects that are really busy, and I've been growing up, I saw a lot of that, like a lot of that. And they're very, it's just when seeing an architect, just from my experience, it's very time consuming, and you're always kind of behind a computer, or you're kind of just, doing that, and I was just like, I guess that just wasn't for me. I'm more of I got to be doing something. So I got to be outside. I got to be, you know, not saying I don't love, wouldn't love to be inside in the office, but like it being, part of the construction, it's inside and outside. I got to be moving. Like, I want to talk to the guys. I want to interact. I want to see how it goes up from the ground up. I want to, be part of the whole thing. Because that's what excites me. That's when I changed majors after that. And that's when I was like, that I think that is more of my field, because like you said, like, I can't sit around, I don't think I can sit, at my desk for 5 hours a day or whatever it is. Not saying all architects do that, but I don't think I could do that. Some people, have that, you know, type of thing. But for me, it was, that was construction for me. I grew up doing it, and that's what I've always loved.
Yeah. And like I saw a video of a psychologist breaking down like ADHD, and I was like, I've
Oh
always had
yeah,
this problem, and like and I had the parents that were mad at me, like, how come you can't focus on school but you can focus on video games? You don't get like ADHD or whatever. Then I like saw this video, and like a psychologist breaks it down, and what it is, it's called instant feedback. That's basically what we get out of when we play video games. There's levels. There's always there's an action and a result, and that's what
yeah,
you're always getting. And that's
yeah,
why I always when it comes to like my schoolwork, when it comes to schoolwork, kids with ADHD don't get that. Like, you got to,
yeah,
if I have to write a paper, there's no levels, there's no achievements, there's no nothing. I have to like write 5 pages, then send it to a professor, then and like wait. It's like a month process. Or if it's
yeah,
like one of those like end of the
yeah,
year papers, it's a end of the semester papers.
yeah,
You have to wait 16 weeks. That's 4 months to find out whether to get any feedback on what you're
yeah,
working on. And
yeah. No,
like
I
I
get
was
it.
like,
I get it. I get it.
and that makes complete and total sense now. I was like no wonder, like this whole process that I got to go through is not, there's no gratification for me. So
Yeah, yeah.
so that kind of, so that like I'm gonna have to work on this as soon as I go back to school. And
Yeah, yeah. No,
like
I get you, man. I
like
get you. There's times where I'm just like sitting there, and I'm just like, I'm just like, I'm sitting here doing this, I'm like this, I'm doing this, and it's like, it's like, like, gosh dang, man, like, it's like you
You have
said
to
that
wait.
you get like like you said, the video game. Like for me, I work out, and like right after you're done working out, you feel like
You're
that.
sore. You're
Yeah, you're
sore.
sore or something. You get that.
There's sets, there's
Yeah,
reps. There's none of
yeah,
that with there's none of that with when you write a paper.
yeah, man.
Like
That's one
if,
thing that
I mean,
I
if I can
love
like
math.
send
Yeah,
look, if I could send one paragraph at a time to my teacher, then that's a different that's a different
yeah,
story. But like I don't, but
yeah,
I don't know if there's supposed to be a comma or an apostrophe right here
yeah.
until like I turn it in and then get it back. And your teacher used a red pen. Now your paper's all scribbled. It's all red because
Yeah,
you didn't do.
yeah,
You have to wait until you turn it in to find out whether you to get
yeah.
any feedback. And
That's college, man. That's college. That is college. That's how it is, man. And it's, it does, like, after a while, I was like, man, like, I'll talk to like my mom, and I'm really close to my mom. I call her up all the time. I'm like, man, mom, I'm just like, this stuff is just, it gets so like, and she's like, Abraham, it's, you gotta get through it. Everybody does it. You gotta do it too. Like, it's just, the end result is gonna be later, but you gotta get it done. Don't complain. My mom's always, she's been hard on my ass about that. Growing up, don't complain, get it done. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, shoot. I'm like, all right. And then, yeah, you always
here's
get the
like
little drought, and you're just like, oh my god, this stuff, man. You're sitting here on the computer for hours and hours. I'm just like, man, like, and then so, but yeah, I mean, but at the end of the day, I kind of see, I guess my end result, the reaction for that would be, you know, my degree, the intern, all that good stuff, getting a good job, having a good home, having a good life. Hopefully, that's the main goals. Like I said, 5 years
and
from now, I want to hopefully,
that,
be doing
that
something.
and that's what I want to like end this on. Like when you think about life after football, or like what your career is going to be, or what your future is going to look like. And here's like the divide between most like athletes who are playing in school. I was like, when you think about like a life after the game, are you concerned or are you relieved? Like, are you worried about what's to come, or are you relaxed knowing that everything's gonna be all right?
I'm not really worried, man. I mean, I guess the word,
Oh man, I'm worried. I'm
yeah, I
scared.
mean, I guess the good word, is probably anxious. And I guess when you get anxious, you get you kind of you kind of get you get butterflies, I guess, nervous at times, because sometimes you look at everybody else, and in this world, and you like, and I hate to say it, you go on TikTok sometimes, and they're like, oh, I'm making this much money, I'm this, and sometimes you're just like, oh, like, shoot. And like, and then there's I know great, I know great people in my life that are doing well off, and they're not even in college, so um so it's like it's like, for me, that's when I guess the butterflies kind of creep in sometimes. But I guess that, like you said, um I guess I'm more, I'm honestly comfortable, man. I mean, I'm comfortable in what I want to achieve, because it's like the process. And when if I'm taking the right steps, I see a lot of results, like, for me, it's like, like, and I'm starting to get more of a, like happiness when I actually turn something in, and I look back and I'm like, oh man, like, I studied really hard for this, and then I get back to it. And before, because I was doing my basics, I was like, oh, like, history, I'm getting like a freaking B, or like a C, and I'm just like, oh my god, like, I just, like, it doesn't really excite me. Now, like, I get like a B or an A, like, on a test, or an exam or whatever, quiz, or just something I turn in for my major, and that kind of excites me because I know I'm doing something, I'm understanding it, and I know that that's what excites me. That's what I'm like, because I know, like, right now it's the process of it, but later, it's gonna turn out to be pretty good, I hope, because that's what I guess makes me not worry, when I know I'm getting the good out of it. Now, if I was just, if I was turning everything in and I was getting F's back, then I'd be pretty worried. I'd be, I guess, not too happy on that end, and I'd probably start feeling a little worried after that, but that's not the case right now.
Yeah. What worries me mainly is that I'm not really money. I don't really think I'm not really motivated by money, if that makes sense. And
Yeah,
you have I know so many people who just like, if the money's good, they don't care what career they're in. But like
yeah,
like I do, because I know that, the cliche old saying, money doesn't buy happiness, and that's true. And I truly believe that, because I have like one of my good friends, like he's mad, like he grew up, and like now that he's older and he's in college, he's about to finish, he's mad at his parents because he didn't feel like they supported him, or as much as they want they as much as he needed them to. So he's really, and so what he is like, he's very focused on school, and he's really like, and he's really
yeah,
smart.
yeah,
He's basically going to college for free. That's how smart he is.
yeah,
And he works at a restaurant, and he thinks he's getting promoted and he's moving up the ladder, and he was like, I don't care, as long as I keep moving up, and I get paid more, I'll be straight. Like, and I wish, like, there's and I'm happy, and I'm happy for him. Don't get me
yeah,
wrong, but like the way I think is like completely different, and I think it's because we were brought up differently. Because
yeah,
my parents gave me everything I needed, but I'm very, I want to say, like, I don't know how to describe it. I want to say small minded, but I know that's not the word. But like, Jerry Seinfeld had this expression, like, as long as I like, because he does stand like, when it comes to stand, it's like, as long as I got a roof over my head, and bread and water, as long as I got a roof over my head, I'll be good doing stand up for the rest of my life. And like,
yeah,
and stuff like that I think about.
yeah,
Like, I wish it was enough, because it will make life easier. It will make, like, I wish I was wired that way. That,
yeah,
as long as money's
yeah,
good, I could do whatever. I could do
yeah,
whatever. It doesn't matter. I work
yeah,
at a fucking department store, whatnot. Move up the ladder, get paid.
yeah,
But I'm not like that. Wherever I work, I see these people, like, my superiors, the supervisors, and everything, and I
yeah,
was like, I just can't fathom how you guys are here all the time, and this is most of your life. I just can't fathom that.
yeah. And that,
And that
yeah, I get that. Yeah,
and that's what scares me, man, man, because I don't want to be like that. But my only, you know, model of people doing well in life, it is that people who
yeah.
just who just focus on things. Because I don't like what I want to do something that makes me happy. That's for sure.
Yeah, and I
That's
say
why I
everybody's happinesses are different. Like some people love the, I guess, that type of grind, and they like to get into that area, and then there's other people that have the like you said, for you, you don't you want to strive for happiness in a different different area, and so like you said, it's to each his own, and
that's
whatever's
why just now, like, I recently decided I want to be a coach. Like, that's
really.
my, because I've been going to school for architecture the past two
Oh
years.
dang! You should have told me
Yeah,
when we were talking about it. You should have said
yeah.
something, man. I didn't
I
want
was like,
to.
I'm taking architecture class, but I realized why. Well, like, I asked myself, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Why am I here? I'm thinking, I like to be creative, but that's like in everything. I thought,
Mhm.
like, that's why I'm in architecture, but it
It's that
came down to,
AutoCAD,
like, I was
man.
just,
Y'all using
yeah.
AutoCAD still out there?
Oh yeah, I haven't used it in a while, man. That's how bad it's been
Man,
going for me. But I'm
jeez.
thinking, like, why am I, like, when I say, like, why am I here? I was like,
Yeah.
it just came down, like, I'm just trying to, like, not look like a loser, and that's not the mentality I want to approach this by. If this is
Yeah.
what I'm doing, I was like, what do I really want to do? Like, I was like, I either want to coach or I want to do stand up, either or. Like, I
Yeah.
want, like, as long as and as soon as I told my parents, like, immediately, what everything I was worried about, like, came true, because they was like, that job that my mom was immediately like, that job is not going to pay you enough. How are you going to have but and like, then I feel bad, but then I, like, got relieved when she said, how are you going to get married and have kids? Like, who said I want to get married and have kids? Like, I'm not thinking about that right now. Like, and I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you know what?
Yeah.
Why have I been so afraid to do, like, what I really want to do? And it's
Yeah.
not, it's just like what other people, well, what I'm expected to do, and what I'm
Yeah.
expected to do really comes down to only what I want.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, of course, man. Like you said, you gotta do what you love, man. I mean, like at the end of the day, like, you got to do what you love, and that's what one of my buddies, he did, he was, I think he was like being a lawyer or something like that for like he was in it for like 3 years, almost 4 years. And then one day he like was like, I'm tired of this, what my parents want me to do. And I was like, dude, that's all he would ever talk about. And I just met this guy not too long ago. Like, he was telling me about it, and then all of a sudden he's just like, you know what? Like, I'm now he's I think, what is he doing? He's doing some like I think he's doing like psychology now. He's like, I really, really like psychology. So I'm just like, dude, you wasted so much money. I was like, holy
Oh shit.
shoot, bro. The dude's like, I think he's like
Oh
23,
man.
24, and he's like, yeah, man, I'm going back to school for psychology. I was like, dude, like I mean, I do what you love, but shit. I was like,
Dude.
man. Like, I was like, but
Oh
I mean, I
man.
guess I guess that the switch, to, I guess, whatever you, like I said, everybody has its own, like, whatever they love, and doing what you love is what matters at the end of the day, because we only live on this earth once, man. So we gotta make the best of it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Like last thing I want to bring up, like when that's that lawyer story. Like I know a guy. Like I heard of a guy. He went to he went to Harvard to become a lawyer, and he
mm,
graduated. But then he started doing stand up. He
yeah,
became a comedian, and he was amazing. Like he was like one
yeah,
of the best. He was one of the best to ever like. He was on roasts. They say he was
yeah,
one of the best insult comics of all time. Like his name
yeah,
is Greg Giraldo. You should look him up. But what's
yeah,
sad was that he had problems with addiction because like his whole life he
yeah,
felt like I think he once said like I always wanted to be what my parents wanted me to be, and like and I was always like the good kid. So and he went to Harvard, he graduated, became a lawyer, and he immediately left that profession
yeah,
to become like and he was super hilarious.
yeah.
And I think he died in 2010 from from an overdose, and I was
Oh
like
man, I'm sorry
and
about
like
that.
and like you hear stuff like that, it was like how like what could have gone differently in his life, and like you think
Yeah,
about like like so you look at his life from like in his entirety, and it was like Harvard graduate, lawyer, stand-up comic, roaster, like this there's no alignment. The difference
yeah,
was that like and where did he start like having his like substance abuse problems like right after college,
yeah,
because he was like he was anxious, he was in pain all the time, like he was just like I can't, like this is not what I am, like I just
yeah,
wasted a big chunk of my life doing this to please other people,
yeah, yeah.
and like but dude was one of the most like one of the funniest people I've ever seen, but
Yeah,
and
yeah, man. Yeah, it's crazy. The real world can hit you, man. And it's I mean, it's a big thing nowadays, man. It's that, everything is portrayed, man. Everything you do, everything we see nowadays, like, I remember I growing up, man, like even the, everything is way different now, and like I feel like now it's like there's a lot of pressure sometimes. Who knows, what he was going through, what he was, maybe he, who knows. And it's sad, because those type of people, that things like that happen, it's like, no, he some of those people just kind of walk around with a smile on their faces all the time, and you never know. And it's the world, man. The world works in mysterious ways, and it can go really south or it can go really well. And that's why being able to, you know have those, good people around you, or even just yourself, making sure you're entwined with yourself is the number one thing. I think that's the biggest thing for me. Like, all this stuff can, be happening, football, school, whatever, is going on, but if I'm not happy, at the end of the day, your own happiness, your own sanity, that's what matters. And
you got to
that's the
take it
biggest
you
thing.
got to take it as a lesson,
Yeah,
because you
exactly.
got to every time so you hear something like that, it's like you have to what can we learn from this, and then am I, because I was going like when I the more I read about it, the more heartbreaking it is, like because I feel like oh my god, I was taking that path, like I was going straight down, and and I'm feeling I'm gaining, like I got anxiety, I'm depressed, I'm scared, and I'm angry all the time, what am I doing, and uh I'm gonna get out of this before I go any deeper, and like that's
Yeah,
all you could do. That's all you could do
yeah,
to live life.
yeah, man. Yeah, and it's like I said, at the end of the day, it's those, it's that internal happiness, man. I mean, it's hard for people to find that, and it gets to the point where it gets kind of hard, but everybody's got to find their niche. Everybody's got to find their what makes them like happy with themselves, and that's why sometimes when I take my time on days where I'm just like by myself and I recoup, and make sure I'm okay, like um I tend to I kind of go meet new people, whatever whatever makes that person happy, or at the time, and
Yeah.
so everybody's different, but yeah, some people like to, I don't know, read books to understand things, whatever, learn things and whatever. And I'm very close to my family. I'm a big family person, so that kind of just always brings me back down to earth, and everything. And
Right.
yeah, I get, sometimes you get so high up there, you just kind of, forget, you got to stay humble. It's the biggest thing. So, but yeah. Yeah, man.
Well, man, I had a real good time talking to you, man. It was great to meet you. We talked about, oh my gosh, so much, and I've been
Yeah,
kind
man.
of getting the vibe that you've been wanting to go for for the past 30 minutes, but
No, no, no. I'm chilling, bro. Honestly, bro. I'm comfortable. I was
it was
good, man.
cool. Anyways, I
Yeah.
think we went definitely over the time that
Oh yeah.
we
I
planned,
didn't
but
know. Oh shit, it's 12
I
minutes.
think it was like an hour 10 if I ran it correctly. I don't have a
Yeah,
clock on
yeah,
here, but still.
yeah.
But man, hey, I appreciate you for coming on. Anything you want to say before we wrap this up?
No, man. I just want to appreciate you. Giving letting me get on here. It's good to always talk about stuff. Have always have a lot of people that ask me a lot of questions and kind of want to know like what goes on, and it's good to kind of just answer that, or just make sure it's good to talk about things like that, or just be open, or get in a podcast and like kind of get into it. So I really appreciate you having me, man, and yeah, that's really it.
Hey, you think now is a good time to hit the record button?
Huh?
You think now's a good time to hit the record button
What do you mean?
to start recording?
Probably.
No, I'm messing with you, man. All
Oh, I
right,
was like, oh shit, oh, this dude wasn't recording.
all
I was
right.
like, I
Don't
was
worry, don't worry,
like,
man. As soon as I say you're ready to start rolling, the whole thing's recording. We're gonna, and I'm just gonna
oh,
turn it
okay,
off right
okay,
now,
good. 'Cause
man.
I was like, I swear I saw like the thing, man. I was like, oh yeah. Anyways.
All right.